coming in at 5'9", 145 pounds, undefeated, 8-0. Taking on Will Shutt, the former MCC champion, 5'8", 145 pounds, 13-12 record.
Now, I would imagine for both gentlemen that tonight it's paramount to win this fight, but I imagine they want to do it quickly so they don't have to expend a lot of energy because they have to fight at the end of the night.
We'll take a look at some of the footage, John, of Will's previous battles here in the MCC cage. He's a fan favorite for sure.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he brings it every time he steps in there, and he gets knockouts, submissions. I mean, you name it, this kid's did it. And you can see in his last bout, he about ripped Tom Aaron's arm out of the socket. So, you know, he gets in there and he likes to get right after it. And Erik Koch, rather. Keone is his brother and trainer. I'm real excited to see this kid step into the cage and fight. There's been a lot of hype about this guy. He's the next big thing to come out of the Midwest. So it's great to see him fight right in front of us tonight.
Well, it'll be the thrill versus the new breed with the official in-ring announcement. Let's throw it up to Sean T. Sean?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are ready for our first bout in our featherweight tournament. This bout dedicated to our friends at Colorworks Tattoo and Body Piercing, as they are proud to present world-renowned body modification specialist Rob Hill, as he is in tonight at the MCC Merchandise Mall. Hailed by Savage Magazine as the top piercer in the world, Rob will be taking reservations tonight for all weekend long, as he's going to be working his magic at Colorworks Tattoo and Body Piercing on the lower level of Valley West Mall. First up, fighting out of the red corner, he stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 144 pounds. A freestyle fighter from Team Hard Drive out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This is Erik New Breed Koch. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. A Muay Thai fighter from Team Vicious out of Creston, Iowa. He's a former MCC champion. This is Will the Thrill Shutt.
All right, the introductions have taken place, and now all that's left is to have that cage door slam shut and for Troy to signal the beginning of this fight. And this is when the crowd is waiting for. Why? It signifies the beginning of the four-man tournament. One of these two guys has got to fight twice tonight.
Kicking it old school like you mentioned earlier, Scott.
What I'm talking about.
Good high kick by Koch. Nice high kick by Will Shutt.
Both fighters coming out real aggressive right off the bat, just like we talked about earlier, man. They're looking to end this thing early, go back, take a rest, and get ready for the next fight.
That's right. Will Shutt looked very focused coming into the ring. Some knees to the thigh from Shutt to Koch.
Well, Will mentioned in the weigh-ins that he has switched things up where we didn't expect to see the old Will Shutt at all, and he endorsed that idea.
Yeah, he said that he's gone back to the gym and you know, reinvented himself. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the last fighter, but you know, nonetheless, reinvented himself and taken down by Koch. Koch on top, looking to get a mount position, transition into the back.
Looks like he got kind of sinking that rear naked choke.
Yeah, and he's got a body lock. We call that the anaconda. And, you know, he's got that locked in, shutting, going nowhere. And Koch going for the rear naked choke.
But it looks like his bottom arm is on his chin, not on his neck. So that's right. Going to give Shutt some hope right there. And, of course, he's pulled out of the motion. Yeah,
for sure. Will doing a good job of defending that choke, keeping his chin tucked just to not let him cinch that up.
Keeping the chin tucked in, John. Also, he's turning his head into it to help defend. And what he's going to try to do here, if he can, is to try to turn into it and turn himself into his fighter, assume the top position, if you will.
That's what you want to do, Harvey. If you take a look at the leg position, he's got it figure forward, or as we call it, the anaconda, and it's very, very difficult for Will to get any kind of position so that he can rotate his body and move. Especially right now in the beginning of the fight, neither fighter has really worked up much sweat yet, so you know they're not slippery.
Is that body lock, John, putting pressure on his stomach and maybe squeezing some air out of him?
That's exactly what it does. It not only holds the fighter there, Marcus, but it also doesn't really give him a chance to breathe. But you can see he's kind of inching his way out of it right now, and look for Koch to try to make some adjustments here, either to bail out of the position or to back on their feet.
A good punch. A good exchange of kicks right there.
Not often you'll see Troy Klein stop a fight in that position when both fighters were working, but he did just that.
Yeah,
Shutt's on his back again.
He's pushing the pace, you know, regardless of the position, I guess, Scott. But nonetheless, Koch back on the top of Will Shutt, looking to pass guard and get side position.
Well, both fighters expending a lot of energy here in last man standing. Right there, Koch looking to drop one down.
Some elbows from Shutt from the bottom.
Nice.
And now the fight is for Shutt to keep him in guard, which looks like he's working to keep him in guard, but some punches coming down from Koch. And again, we should mention that Erik Koch is wearing the black and red trunks. Will Shutt, of course, in the black and white shorts.
Koch has a big win over Pride vet Joe Pearson, also a win over our former champion, TJ the Spider O'Brien. So he's, in the last couple years that he's been competing, he's really been on a roll. The kid's only 20 years old.
Wow.
He's got a ton of potential. Like I said, I've been hearing hype about him for well over a year, so it's good that we can get him in MCC before he moves on to the big show. I know his ultimate goal is going to the WEC. We'll see how he does in this tournament. Our last winner, he went.
Will Shutt is mounted right here. Eating some punches to the face from Koch from on the top.
Well, at this point, you know, in the evening and in this particular fight, I see Koch, you know, being the dominant fighter. But at this point, he really hasn't inflicted a whole lot of damage physically, except in position. John, is this going to wear on Will Shutt?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, Koch's a strong guy. He's already got blood coming from the nose of Will Shutt. He's had him in a couple bad positions. You know, he's got his back again, and that's definitely, even though he's you know, he's not absolutely dominating the fight, he's still playing a lot into the judges' scorecards, and so, you know, he's definitely winning the first round.
Right there, he's wrapping him up, pushing him up against the fence again. Now, there are fighters that would prefer to fight with their back to the fence, John, and you know that. And in this case, Will has got his back up against the fence.
And Will Shutt's breathing pretty hard at this point as well. Mouth open. Was that an attempt at a leg lock right there?
He's going for a heel hook right there, but, you know, they're to the point now where they're, you know, they've been in the fight almost 5 full minutes. They're a little slippery, and
top by Koch.
Erik was able to get out of that and right back into the top position where he's been dominant most of the fight.
Looks like he's going after that heel hook again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, Koch knew that was coming. He timed it perfectly and spun right into a good position.
Nice, wow, nice kick. Well, at least it sounded like it hurt.
That's the end of the round. And, John, this is round number 2 of this tournament. And right now, I believe Will Shutt is the recipient of most of the damage. Erik has done a great job on offense. Will has been defending, not quite as well as he'd like to, perhaps, but let's take a look at some of the action.
Yeah, you can see Erik Koch on top, raining down blows, gets Shutt's back, goes to sink in the rear naked, gives him a couple more blows just for good measure. To Will Shutt's credit, did a great job of defending a lot of potentially fight-ending submissions.
As a fighter going into the break from a round, knowing or thinking maybe that you've not won that round, what are you thinking at this point?
You know, you're just thinking, stay calm. It's only the first round. You still got 2 more rounds to go. If it goes that long, be patient. And, you know, if I was Will's corner, I would definitely give him the advice, stay away from the heel hooks, stay away from the leg locks. He knows they're coming. You guys are slippery and they're timing him.
Little Bobby Henry there in the corner of Will Shutt. Shutt gathering up some great big gulps of air. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, he looks very tired, Scott. He looks like he's in great shape, though, so it's just a matter of catching that second wind, I would think.
Well, John, much like you can gain a second wind, a third wind throughout a fight, right?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I always get a little tired after the first round and then kind of pick up steam after that. So, you know, I know exactly where these guys are coming from. But kicks like that to the midsection, you know, chokes, body locks, that's not going to do anything to help you get your air back for sure.
Good exchange by both men right there.
Koch really doing a good job of extending that leg and then feinting with it as well, drawing Will Shutt in. Watch him up against the cage now again as Koch begins to do what he did before. Let's bring that attack on Will Shutt.
Yeah, great pace by these guys. I mean, they're just going at it. You know, like this is the only fight of the night. So, you know, whoever moves on to the second fight, to the championship round, you know, they're definitely going to want to go back, get some water, get some juice in them, and relax, because they're expending a lot of energy. And this is taking a big toll out of both fighters. Win or lose, the fighter that leaves his cage to go to the next round, he's going to be a little tired.
Do they have an advantage fighting the first fight in the tournament? Is that any advantage at all?
Sure, you know, they got just a little more time to rest up after the thing, and you know, then they get to kind of watch back and see who's going on with the championship round to fight him, so they can kind of kick back in the back and watch this next fight coming up. So I'd say they have a little advantage.
Koch has got his arm caught in there. Look at Shutt now. He's trying to put some pressure on him, but leaving himself exposed is Will Shutt.
Yeah, Will went for a Kimura, and you know, Koch did a great job of defending that. He's got it locked up right now. Plus, Will's pressed against the fence, so his arm's really at this point in no danger. But he's got one free arm to rain down those punches like he's been doing. And Will was just, you know, he had both arms locked up and he was going for the Kimura, so he was pretty defenseless in that position.
He seems to be hanging on to it very well. Until he was mounted right there by Koch.
Erik Koch is like a python. He can squirm out of anything, and he's proven it time and time again here tonight.
Yeah, Will did a good job of slipping out of that. Now we'll see what Koch's got from his back. Will Shutt in side position, looking to turn the tide and do a little damage of his own.
What a fight. MCC 20 is living up to the billing right here tonight. Who will be the last man standing?
Looks like Will Shutt has an arm. Looks like he had an arm bar there, potentially. Nice reversal there, going back and forth.
Man, what a fight, man. These guys are absolute warriors. Just go in there and showing what it's all about. Two of the toughest 145-pounders out of the Midwest. And, man, I'm just excited to be here.
You know what's interesting, John, is you watch Erik Koch. He figures out the position he's in, and then he goes the reverse to get out of it, to get out of that position that may be threatening his arm or his leg. And in this case, watch him now. He's on top again.
Yeah, raining down elbows and punches, and those are definitely going to take their toll, you know, in the fight. And, you know, another thing, even if Will was to win this with taking that much abuse, he's going to go back there and start to swell up from the blows. So, you know, that's another thing that these fighters got to be cautious of, too. You not only want to win, you don't want to take damage, and as you see there, he's cut pretty bad.
Right.
It's called tenderizing, Marcus. That's what we're talking about. That's some tender forehead of Will Shutt.
It sure is.
As you can see, you know, Koch, he's got that rear naked. He's got the anaconda around the body. And looks like he got a neck crank, but he was cut pretty bad. Will was cut pretty bad, and you know, it's sad to see anybody that tough lose, but it's good to see an up-and-comer like Erik Koch get his shot, come in here and just dominate the fight against a true veteran like Will Shutt, and move on to the final round.
And nobody shot right now, you can see he feels the pain of that. He's rubbing his face, holding his face right there. Good fight.
Nobody fights any harder than Will Shutt, and you got to give it up for the heart. But Erik Koch brought along with the heart tonight the talent, and he was able to win over Will Shutt. But what he won was the opportunity to fight yet again tonight, and he'll do it for a title.
Sounds like the up-and-comer has a chance to arrive later tonight.
Woo-wee. I love it.
Good action so far. And there's Will Shutt showing the effects of that fight right there. Rubbing his jaw, his face bloody. Wow.
Erik Koch out of Cedar Rapids, his nickname, the New Breed, part of that hard drive at Valhalla out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Let's throw it up to Sean T for our official in-ring announcements.
The family, guaranteed emergence in the radical MCHV. Got the melody. Back to the family, guaranteed emergence in the radical MCHV. Got the melody. 1, 2, 3, fire!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, 1 minute and 33 seconds in the second round by rear naked choke, and advancing to the finals in the featherweight tournament, Erik New Breed Koch.
All right, that was bout number 3. Bout number 4 is up next when we